Hey, what's going on, Leos? Butch Tarot here. I'm going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I'm going to be using the 8 of Coins Tattooed Tarot. And with all of that being said, let's get it. Universe, what's going on for Leos? What message do we have for Leos? It's coming in for the Leos. All right, Leos. So the first thing that I see is I feel like the energy we're dealing with is someone that you know, and I feel like you know this person pretty well. I do feel like it is someone that you had a past connection with, but I feel like it didn't. I feel like there was a bit of a twist. I feel like everything was good. You had a great connection with this person. Things were going good. Except, I feel like this person started to shut you out. This person started, there was this distance between the two of you. Something was holding them back. And it felt like the distance kept getting greater and greater with this person. I feel like there was something they weren't telling you. You have the 7 of Swords. There was something that they weren't saying. And I feel like with this person, like I said, everything was great. And it got to the point where it was really good. You had a strong connection. Everything was on pace. Everything was working out great. And then all of a sudden, like I said, they started to get distant. They started to, feel like they had something. There was something they were hiding from you. And in a very impulsive fashion, I feel like this person, they walked away. I feel like this person went completely cold. Now, what may surprise you is this situation was nothing like what you may have imagined. I don't feel like it was ever truly, there was never really truly any closure. And I feel like there's a very good reason why there was no closure, because I don't feel like this was the end. I actually know this wasn't the end. What I feel in the energy right now with this person is regret. I feel like this person started to shut you out. Like I said, with that self-imposed prison, they started to shut you out because it started to get real for them. They really wanted this. They really wanted you. And not only did they want you, they needed you. And that's when things got complicated. they started to fear that you would be sick of them, or you would get to the point where you didn't want them anymore. And instead of letting that happen, they decided to take the bull by the horns and do it themselves. It's very self-sabotaging energy with this person. Like, this was something real. And when it got real, and it got serious, and it was about to get more serious, they got scared. And they didn't know how to tell you. You know, this person started to see you as a forever person. The bond that you had got deeper and deeper. And as it got deeper and deeper, they were afraid that it wouldn't be as deep for you as it was for them. And I feel like the moment, that spontaneous moment that changed everything, was because they started to really have feelings. They had feelings that they didn't even know they could possibly have come out. And they got scared. And they were afraid that you did eventually leave them. So they did the most stupidest thing a person can do, and they exited themselves. They self-sabotaged. You know, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety. You know, the more they seen of you, the more perfect they felt that you were, the more they felt like they weren't enough for you. And eventually you would see it. So they did what they did. And now they're living in that regret. You know, but like I said, that wasn't the end. This isn't the end. I feel like you kind of knew that, though, because I mean, what I'm seeing here is like we got the three of wands. That ship is coming back. You know, I feel like this person, I feel like you knew they'd be back. You know, I feel like you knew this was too real and too strong of a connection to just dwindle away like that, to just fade away like that. It just couldn't go away. There was too much going on. There was too many right things between the two of you for this to end like that. This just to end at all. And like I said, we're going back to the Lover's card. This is a deep connection. You know, I know we go with the iceberg love for some situations, but for this is more like the firefighter. You know, we're going to call this the firefighter love. You know, when some people run out of a fire, the firefighter runs in. Now, I feel like this person thought about running away. And they may even took a few steps in that direction. But now they're running back. Because this is the biggest regret they ever had. And it was them that was holding them back. But no matter what's going on, they can't stop thinking about you. They only think about you. And I feel like the feelings they have for you are so strong that it's changed them. It changed them in the way they don't care about the consequences. So I do feel like, I mean, this person is growing. You've never seen this person like this. I mean, they're letting go of all that shit that was holding them back. That fear, the trust issues, the things they couldn't tell you before. They're letting go of all that. I feel like this person is coming back. I know this person is coming back. They're coming back in a big way. They're taking that leap of faith. They're nurturing this connection rather than fighting it. And I feel like they're going to be very vocal about what was going on in their head. What they couldn't tell you before, they're going to tell you now. You know, and someday it's going to seem silly. It's going to be a silly story that you tell. But I do feel like I said, I feel like they needed this to move forward. They needed to lose everything that mattered to them in order for them to realize what really did matter to them. I mean, it's sad that sometimes it happens that way, but I feel like you're going to be stronger together for it. You know, I do see this person open up communication. I feel like they're going to be very honest about what they were feeling, what they were thinking. and very honest about what they want from you moving forward. I mean, this person, they're coming back with a serious offer. You know, they want you in their life. They don't want to live without you. And no matter how it ends, all they know is they're not going to be the one to end it this time. You know, I don't feel like the fear that you're going to realize you're too good for them has left their head completely yet. But I feel like the fear of losing you has left them. Like, they're not going to do that. They don't want to lose you. They're definitely not going to push you away. And I feel like that's exactly what they did. They felt like they were doing themselves something, but really they were doing themselves nothing. You know, and like I said, I mean, this person's reaching out. They're going to reach out to you, and they're going to want to grab you and hold on to you. And they're going to fight for this. They're going to protect it. They're going to nurture it. You know, they're going to protect what they have with you. And like I said, they're only going to grow to the point where, you know, I feel like that trust is going to come and it's going to be stronger. And like I said, this connection is going to grow stronger and stronger every day, because now you're getting inside of this person that they weren't necessarily allowing out before. They had it trapped in this little self-imposed prison. They're not going to live that way anymore. They know what the stakes are. And they know that whatever happens, they're not going to be the one to screw this up again. I mean, we have that family card. This person wants you forever. You know, like I said, I mean, they've never felt happiness like they did with you. And they want to continue every day to feel that happiness. You know, and I do feel, I feel like this person has trust issues long before they met you. And I feel like this person holds you kind of up on a pedestal a little bit. And I don't mean that in the sense that, you know, a lot of people say you shouldn't hold your partner on a pedestal. I just feel like in their mind, they just think that you have a lot more options than they do. You know, they admire you. And they feel very lucky to have you. And I feel like it was just that, like I said, that one spontaneous moment where it just got too much for them. They felt like they weren't going to be enough for you, and they felt like eventually you were going to realize that they weren't enough. But now, with these changes that they're making, they still don't feel like they may be enough, but they know they're sure as hell going to work their ass off to be enough. You know, they're going to show up every day, put in the work every day, and make you leaving them a very tough decision. Which is funny, because I don't feel like you felt that way. I don't feel like you feel that way. Sometimes we get in our own head. Like that saying goes, the worst place to be is in your own head. Like I said, it's very, very spontaneous, self-sabotaging energy. There was a moment when things were about to get real, where they wanted to take this to a new place, to a serious place. And it scared the shit out of them. They couldn't tell you. Because if they told you, it'd just make them look more weak and vulnerable. Sometimes you gotta... I posted a saying a few weeks ago about pride, and how pride is a relationship killer. It doesn't mean I don't mean that in the sense that you shouldn't be proud of your relationship, obviously. I mean, let's be real. The obvious meaning to what I'm saying is, you know, there's no place for pride in your relationship. Like, not that you shouldn't be proud of your relationship, but, you know, pride, being too proud, being too anything in a relationship is not ideal. You know, you gotta check your ego, you gotta check your pride at the door. When you're with someone, be with them wholeheartedly. You know, be invested. Be there for them. give them attention, give them honesty, give them give them truth, give them loyalty. And there's not a lot of things that people want more than all those things. In a real relationship, the main things is love, loyalty, honesty. That's some of the most important things. And a lot of relationships fail because one or more of those things weren't present. Anyway, with this person, we have Leo, we have Sagittarius, we have Gemini, Aquarius, we have some Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Every failed relationship, every failed relationship was missing one of those things or more. Period. We can expand it, but I feel like at the end of the day, that's the thing. We can add respect, we can add trust, but I feel like that all comes into loyalty and love. If you love someone, you respect them. If you love someone, you take care of them. If you're loyal to someone, you're loyal to them. You're truthful, you're honest, you're open, and you're vulnerable. I feel like because if you have loyalty with someone and from someone, you can be vulnerable. If you're with someone and you don't feel like you can be vulnerable, or if you are with someone and you can't be vulnerable, it's not going to work. It's not going to work the way it should. And yes, I know what a lot of people are saying when they hear me say that is like, they've been in a relationship where they didn't have one of those things and it worked longer than it should have. But did it really work? Or did you really just put too much work into making it work? If both of you aren't working for the same goal, you need to reevaluate. Doesn't mean that's not the person for you. Sometimes we're with someone and it's great and something happens and it falls apart. It doesn't mean we can't put it back together. It doesn't mean that's not the person you were meant to be with. It just means that's not what it was meant to be right then. People grow. People change their mindset. And I feel like this person grew because they lost you. They grew because they were the one that pushed you away. And that was the last thing they wanted to do. They just got in their head. Called cold feet. It reminds me, it's a good friend of mine. He got married 12. My son's gonna be 13. She was pregnant, so 13 and a half years ago he got married. And I remember the day before his wedding, he was about to call it off. He was freaking out. He just had all these things going on in his head. Me and his brother were there. I was one of his ushers. Me and his brother were there, and we're talking to him. And I said, but listen, there's two things that are going to happen. This isn't the one you want, or this is the one you want. If you choose to throw it all away now, the day before your wedding, you may be throwing away the best thing you ever had. If you don't feel that's the best thing you ever had, then maybe you're right to think this way. And we talked to him for hours, and it came down to, it kind of is relevant to this story and this fact. It got to the fact where he was like, what if she sees something in me that she doesn't like? What if one day she realizes that she doesn't even want to be with me? he was already thinking way too far in the future. I'm like, she said yes. That's all you need to know. If things fall apart 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 days from now, it falls apart. But do you want to be the one that makes it fall apart? And he said, I said, do you want to be with her? He said, yeah. Is this the woman that you want to be with? Do you regret asking her to marry you? And he said, no. But that's the thing. He started thinking in his head about her and her side of it. He wasn't really having as much cold feet about his mindset, but her mindset. Sometimes it's hard to believe that we can love someone so much and that they actually love us back. It's a big fear that a lot of people have. You know, how much can I love this person? And I love this person so much that I would do anything for them. Would they do anything for me? Could they love me as much as I love them? And sometimes that's a hard question to answer. But, like I said, love is a fickle thing. It's very rare. And when you find it, treasure it with everything you have. Give it everything. If it doesn't work out, you can never look back and say you didn't give it everything. You know, love is like anything else. You know, it's not a one and done. It's every day. You know, every day be loyal. Every day be open. Every day be honest. You know, and love them like there is no tomorrow. And I know that's super cheesy. Tomorrow isn't promised. So put it all in. Fill up all the cups. You know, and like I said, there's not too many relationships that ever ended because you loved them too much. Or you respected them, or you cared about them, or you protected them, or you nurtured them. Not a lot of those things end relationships. Anyway, I could go on forever. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.